Greetings from the Indian Community School, Kuwait. Hope you all are doing well. As Business Administration exam has been scheduled on 22nd of Feb, that is Saturday, we all thought to share some important points with respect to Business Administration Examination 24-25, which may help you to succeed the examination. So let's get started with the chapter-wise marks distribution. The syllabus is divided into two parts: employability skills, which is for 10 marks, and subject specific skills, which is for 50 marks. So employability skills have 5 chapters. Each one of them carries 2 marks. Students always underestimate and do not go through the topics. But don't forget, children, that it is a matter of 10 marks and it really matters, right? So you have to go through the reader which has been provided by your school, or notes also you can refer. Now let's go to subject specific skills, which is of 50 marks, the main part of your question paper. So the first chapter is Introduction to Management, which will come for 7 marks. Then Concept of Management, 8 marks. Functions of Management, 8 marks again. Communication, 5 marks. Motivation, 5 marks. Leadership, 7 marks. Social Responsibility of Business, 5 marks. Information Technology and Business, 5 marks. So this is the marks distribution. So students, make sure that second and third chapter you have done well because of the marks weightage, right? Then after that you can do the first chapter and leadership nicely because these both carries 7 marks. Now let's come to question paper pattern. Your question paper is divided into 2 sections. Section A, which has objective type questions, and it carries 30 marks. 1 question for 1 mark. Okay, and you should give 1 hour time to the objective questions, not more than that. If you can try to give lesser than that, that is also fine. Now let's come to section B. It has all subjective type questions and students have to attempt in total 11 out of 18 questions. Okay, so first question is any 3 out of 5, which is from employability skills, and each question carries 2 marks. Then question number 2, any 3 out of 5 questions, 2 marks each from subject specific skills, that is from your main reader. Then question number 3, any 2 out of 3 questions, 3 marks each, again from your main reader, that is subject specific skills. Then question number 4, any 3 out of 5 questions, 4 marks each, again from subject specific skills. Now let's go to the first chapter, which is Introduction to Management. Children, this chapter is going to come for 7 marks and your focus is required in this chapter as well. Here you have to learn all the definitions of management given by various management thinkers, children. Now concept of management, you have to cover all the points from the reader. Next is characteristics of management, all the characteristics you have to do, and when it comes to side headings, you should not change any of the wordings. It should be as it is given in the reader. Yes, for the explanation, it can be in your own words. Now the next one is importance of management. So importance of management points also can be referred from reader. Each and every point you have to do nicely. As I have told you, there should not be any kind of changes in the side headings. Explanation, yes, you can do the changes, like you can frame the answers in your own words. So here comes the very important topic of this chapter, that is levels of management, top, middle, low. Mostly competency based question is asked on this topic mostly, and sometimes direct question also may be asked. So your concept has to be very cleared to answer the competency based question, like there the situation will be given, some designation will be given. For example, Mr. A is a regional manager, and then you will be asked to identify that at which level that manager is. So regional manager is mostly at middle level, and then they may ask you to mention the functions of that particular level. So you should know the functions. Okay, so learn each and every functions of each and every level nicely. Now the next topic from the same chapter is administration versus management. When it comes to administration, is a thinking function, and when it comes to management, it is a doer function. So it is like when it comes to administration and management, it is available at each and every level, but the degree of their presence vary. Means as we go more down of the managerial level, you will see more of management and less of administration. Means if you go more down, the decision making authority will become lesser as compared to the previous level. Now, second unit is concept of management, which is very important because it carries 8 marks. Now, here in this chapter, we have two approaches, that is classical and contemporary. Now, classical approach is further divided into 3 parts. That is the theories given by Max Weber, then principles and techniques given by F.W. Taylor, that is Frederick Winslow Taylor. Third one, few principles given by Henry Fayol. So you have to make sure that each and every principles given by these many thinkers are done properly. You should know the concept also nicely, because they may ask you direct question again. They may ask you some competency based question on the principles given by two management thinkers, mostly Henry Fayol and Frederick Winslow Taylor. So first management thinker in classical approach is Max Weber. According to him, his theory is also known as bureaucracy theory. According to him, a fixed hierarchy of authority has to be followed. He focuses on consistency, efficiency and discipline. Okay, and then second is F.W. Taylor. He has given so many scientific theories and also principles to formulate the working condition, or to have an improvisement in the working condition at the shop level, where which we can see in another word, that it is a manufacturing unit at factory. So next is principles of scientific management, which is again very important. All the 5 principles of scientific management you have to do very nicely, thoroughly, because competency based question may be asked. Then the next one is techniques of scientific management. Now, there are 7 techniques of scientific management. The first one is time study, motion study, method study, fatigue study, standardization and simplification of work. Then functional foremanship, which is very, very, very important. You can give 5 stars to this topic. And then the last one is differential piece rate system. And you have to learn the concept. You have to thorough yourself with these many techniques. Now it's unit 3, which also carries 8 marks. Again, a very important chapter, functions of management. So here there are various functions of management, starting from planning. You see the first one in your reader is importance of planning, right? So you have to do each and every point nicely. Again, no manipulation in side headings. Okay, explanation can be in your own words. Then steps in planning process. This is very, very important. Again, you can give this 5 stars rating. Okay. As far as the examiner's favorite question is concerned. Now, the first one is establishing verifiable goals. You have to first set your goal. If you are planning anything, for example, to increase sales by 30%. Second one, establishing planning premises. We plan in order to execute our plan in future. So, what are the situations going to be in future have to be considered. For example, what are the what can be the government regulations in near future? What can be the economic situation or condition in near future, or trends? So all these have to be considered and planning should be done. That is second one, establishing planning premises. Now the third one is deciding the planning period. Whatever you're planning, for example, increasing sales by 30%. So within how many months you should achieve that? So fourth step in planning process is finding alternative course of action. So it's always said that you should be ready with plan B as well. If you have plan A and that is not working, then you can go with the plan B. Okay. Then the fifth one is evaluating and selecting a course of action. I told you if your A is not working, you can go with B. So the selected one is B. Okay. So in fifth, you are going to select the best one, the best plan for you. So 6.1, implementing the plan. Whatever plan you have made, strategies you have made, you have to implement at the 6th step. Now 7th step is measuring and controlling the program. Means you are going to compare here the plan set by you, plan made by you, and the actual performance. Wherever the deviation is, you have to find out the reason of that deviation and then work on it. Okay, so in 7th one, like employees in an organization or managers in an organization take the corrective measures in order to get rid of the deviation. Now the next function after planning is organizing. Here, importance of organizing. You have to study all the points you have to cover given in your reader. Then steps in the organizing process. So there are 4 steps. Each and every step has to be done properly with the explanation. Even in planning also, like side headings and explanation is required. And do not change the sequence of the step. If it is wherever the steps are asked, you have to write in a proper step how it is given in the reader. Okay. Under organizing, there is one more important topic, that is organizational structure. It is divided into 2 parts, into 2 types you can say, functional and divisional. You all must be knowing what is functional and divisional. So mostly case-based questions, means competency-based questions will be asked on this. You will be given some situation and be asked to identify which type of organizational structure is being mentioned in the situation. So you have to you can only identify if you know the concept well. So please go through these 2 topics as well. Then staffing, another function where suitable employees are kept at suitable place. There are steps again. In staffing, all the steps have to be done properly. Again, there should not be any manipulation in the sequence of the steps given. So just go through and no manipulation in the side headings, but yes, you can write the explanation in your own words, provided it is a valid explanation. Importance of staffing is also there. There are various points in your reader, you have to do that. Now, next function, directing. There is a definition on that, you have to do it. Importance of directions, again few points are there with side headings and explanations you have to do. Then the very important one under this, that is directing, is elements of directing. Has 4 elements: supervision, communication, leadership, motivation. Okay, so learn these 4 elements with the explanation. Controlling. Controlling is again measuring your actual plan with the actual performance. Then under that you have to learn the definition. Then importance of controlling, various points are there. Controlling process, again this is very important, you should not leave this topic. So here there are 4 controlling process: establishment of standard, measurement of performance, comparison of actual with the standard performance, means which you had planned, then taking remedial actions if there is any deviation. Now the last function of management is coordination. So you have to do the definition. Then it is also known as an essence of the management, means the fragrance of coordination you can feel everywhere in all the functions which we have done before. Okay, so yes, it is an essence. Importance of coordination has to be done nicely with all the points given in the reader. Then the next topic is communication, which will come for 5 marks. Significance of communication has to be done. Types of communication: verbal, written, non-verbal and visual. They may ask case-based questions or direct questions is also possible. Okay, so your concept has to be very clear with each type of communication. Now features of effective communication, all the 5 C's and other 3 points, that is listening for effective communication, and 2 more points are there, you have to learn nicely all those points. Then communication hurdles, very important topic, the most important topic of this chapter. So the first one, language hurdle, emotional hurdle, attitudinal hurdle, physical hurdles and systematic hurdle. So each and every hurdles you have to do very nicely, children. Now motivation, unit 5, which carries 5 marks. Definition on motivation, characteristics of motivation have to be covered. There are various theories given in this chapter which is really very important. So importance of motivation you have to do, which is given in your reader. As I have told you, there are important theories in this chapter from the examination point of view. So content theories, process theories, reinforcement theories, and behavioral theories. Now each of the theory has its sub-classifications. So when it is content theory, it is Maslow's theory, Husband's two factors theory, McClelland theory, then Eldorf's ARG theory. Process theory also has sub-classifications, expectancy and acuity. Reinforcement, OB, modification. The fourth one is behavioral theories. So this was given by McGregor and William Auchi. So the first theory under content theories is hierarchy of needs given by Maslow, which is very important. He stated that an employee is motivated to work hard to satisfy his basic needs first, and once that need is satisfied, he will be working more, he will be getting motivation to work more to satisfy the immediate upper level need, which is safety needs, kind of security he wants. And once that is satisfied, he will no longer be motivated with that need, rather he will be motivated to work more to satisfy his immediate upper level need, that is social needs. And once that is satisfied, he will again be motivated to work more to satisfy his esteem needs. Okay, and then once esteem needs is satisfied, he will not be motivated with that, rather he will try to work more, he will be motivated to work more to satisfy his self-actualization needs, which is reaching to its maximum potential level, and it varies from individual to individual. So like this, there are so many important theories here, children. Husband's two factors theory is very important. It is divided into two parts, hygiene and motivators. Now hygiene, here students get confused, like what is hygiene? They mostly relate the word cleanliness with hygiene, but it is not the case. Here it states that, like Husband two factors theory, under the topic hygiene states that if anything is present, that will not give you that level of motivation. But if the same thing is absent, that will demotivate you to a high level. You may switch the organization. For example, salary. For example, status. If that is present, employees feel that yes, this we deserve, so it's fine. But if that is not there, that gets reducted or something happens, something negative happens to that, then that leads to a very high level of dissatisfaction among employees. As a result, they may switch the job. So each and every theory you have to do. Next is classification of incentives used by organization. Two incentives, financial, non-financial. Very easy. Financial related to money, non-financial, non-monetary. You can see the examples in your reader. The next two important, very important concepts, that is job enrichment. It is where the responsibilities are increased, which requires more skills. So it is actually known as vertically loading of jobs. Then the next one is job enlargement. Here also jobs responsibilities are increased by keeping the employees at the same level. So it is known as horizontal loading of jobs. Now the next chapter, unit 6, leadership. Here leadership definition has to be done, characteristics of good leader. Then leadership styles, very important. Again, competency based question may be asked on this, that is autocratic, in another word authoritarian, participative, democratic, then laissez-faire, in another word free rein. All the types of leadership style you have to do. Now the next very important topic of the chapter leadership, that is types of leaders. There are 9 types of leaders which also have to be done very nicely, children. Now the next chapter, unit 7, social responsibility of business. Here you have to do the definition on corporate social responsibility and also social responsibilities of business. Then the next topic is benefits by company to society. Okay, so there are various benefits, for example, employment generation, then good qualities products and services, and so many. So please go through all the benefits by companies to the society. Then Carroll's CSR pyramid. So this is also very important, where 3 types of responsibilities are given: economic responsibility, social responsibility, legal responsibilities, and then ethical responsibilities. So each and every responsibility is to be done. This is the most important topic of this chapter. And here also mostly competency based question will be asked. Situation will be given, you will be asked to identify the responsibilities being discussed, and also you have to define that. Now, one more topic of this chapter, that is potential business benefits of CSR. Means if business fulfill its CSR, corporate social responsibility, it gets these many benefits. That is, in your reader, 4 benefits are given. It will be easy for an organization which is fulfilling CSR to get good employees, human resources. It will be helpful for an organization to manage risk, brand differentiation. If you are fulfilling CSR, you will be able to differentiate yourself. Fourth one, license to operate corporation. It is very easy for the corporation to achieve or to obtain license if it is fulfilling its CSR. So that benefit you get. So these many benefits you get if you are fulfilling CSR. Now the last topic, that is for 5 marks, information technology and business. So you have to learn the definition, of course. All the definitions you have to do, whichever chapters we have done, definition on each and every topic you have to be ready with. And also the management thinker's name you have to learn. Now the characteristics of information, it should be accurate, timeliness, relevant and complete. We know this. Then advantages, importance of information technology in business. So there are 6 importance given in your reader which have to be done nicely. Usage of information technology in different areas of business. Different areas of business means IT is used in finance and accounting. In order to record the transaction, we use IT. In order to do any accounting work, we use IT. Human resource management. In order to record the details of human resource, we use IT. Marketing needs IT. Sales need IT. So the explanation is given in your reader, you have to learn that. Merits of e-business means electronic business, doing business online. So there are various advantages, you have to learn that, very important. So children, those were the points I thought to share with you. Now, few more important points I want to share, that is, you should write the options alphabet of MCQs. Do not forget that, otherwise you will not get marks. Okay, and better you write options alphabet and entire answer. That is the better way. And try to get done with MCQs within 45 minutes. And then rest of the time you can give to the subjective questions. If your speed is fast, then you can start with the subjective questions, that is with the 4 markers you can start, okay, and then lastly you can attend MCQs. But if your speed is slow, you have to improve your speed and then attempt first all the MCQs and then go to the subjective questions. Children, arrangement of answers also matters here. So you have to arrange your answers in a proper order. Try to do that. Then MCQs answers should be written in a proper sequence. You try to do that because it will ease your examiner to assess your paper. Okay, it should not be like that first question you have attempted, then 6th, then 2nd and so on. So it's kind of difficult situation for examiner. So just make a easy situation for them. Okay, and then your paper should be in a good handwriting, in a neat handwriting. All the best from the Indian Community School, Kuwait. Thank you.